Nice. Good afternoon. Hello to all in cyberspace.
In that virtual world.
How are you guys doing? Well.
The sun came out for a little bit today.
It did, didn't it? Oh, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy moly. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Walk.
You know, we're gonna have a really fun show. There's been a lot of that's happened in our community and a lot that's coming up. A lot of fun things that I've learned about. So join us. I really can't wait to see you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Miss Virginia, nice to join us. Oh, yes, what a beautiful day. Man, opportunities.
Oh yeah.
Opportunities. We just woke to a little bit of sun, like brief sunshine, you know, and then
I went for a
peeking
walk,
through.
yeah. Yeah, Bob was just like, oh, you want to take a walk to the store with me? You know, like you said you would yesterday. And I was just like, yeah, I don't care. I was ready for the rain. And we walk outside and it's sunny. And I was just like, ooh, look.
Did you guys enjoy that this morning? Oh, right. I hear it's still.
KFUG Crescent City 101.1.
What do you got for us? What is this?
Little Willie Nelson.
Oh, no way. Can you turn this up a little bit for us?
Inside the studio? Yeah.
Inside, please. I don't know if anybody else likes Willie Nelson. I adore him. I think he's
Smoke on, Willie. Smoke
so
on.
good. He's just one of those amazing
He's an
spirits.
amazing soul.
Amazing spirits that just keeps inspiring again. You know? Oh, would love to go see him in concert. That was him too on Dukes of Hazzard, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was,
On
he
the
was
new
Uncle
movie,
Jesse.
he played Uncle
Yeah,
Jesse.
Uncle Jesse.
He played Uncle
Yeah.
Jesse, yeah.
Is that good? Is that good? Is that better?
Yeah, well, you tend to move around, and that at least keeps it at the level
I
of your
should like try to get a pivot just for my body so that my head stays, right? I could do it. I could almost be like 2/3 owl and 4/8 robot, right? I can get this down. Here we go. Man. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. And,
Definitely.
oh, what a beautiful. I can't wait to hear about last Friday. I heard that was beautiful. And then the opportunities, I mean, just from the whole day. It was cool. I got to practice sitting in front of the microphone a little bit more too.
I found it's good time to be alive.
Yes. Opportunities. Open the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Open the door. You never know.
Exactly.
It took me a while to think about what I did on
It was a week ago.
You know, like time is irrelevant to me because if I spend time looking in the past, you know, like I'm not saying it's not cool to relive, you know, good experiences and stuff like that, but like, you know, if I'm looking behind,
Yeah, you can't see
I'm not paying attention to the road and I'm gonna crash my car.
True.
Did you bring your drinking?
Yeah.
You got your coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You want to try to put it on this? You good?
No.
You fine?
It's a big cup.
Oh, okay.
It's a gangster cup.
It's a big cup. Oh, man.
I'm trying to keep it.
Keep it large. That was like a Texas cup.
Yeah, right?
That could be.
Have you ever seen Texas donuts?
They're like.
Alright.
Good afternoon, Crescent City. This is DTL. This is Ben. How you doing? How you doing, Dandy?
I am
How you doing,
amazing,
Isaiah?
brother. Oh,
Lovely.
Fantastic.
look at it. I love the smiles every week. Every single time I see you guys. Like there's just this. I don't want to get two dimples on this side, but like it just keeps radiating. It's like the ripple effect of dimples. That's how much soul this man just exudes. And Ben, His smile just radiates through his beard. It just keeps getting brighter and more beautiful every day. I'm amazing, and we've had a really fun last week, haven't we? Not only the community but society. What you had last week was finally a Friday that you could have the kids come over to the community garden, right? The kids garden.
Actually, last Friday, unfortunately, they did not show.
Oh.
So I made animal pens. Yeah. Well, you gotta, have pens for the sheep. And this is not an underlying thing
Fun.
right there with the sheep, but I had to make pens for the sheep and the goats.
Nice.
And
I heard something about rabbits and chickens.
yes, there's rabbits and chickens, and I got a few of those rabbits at my house.
Yeah.
Those Angora, those things are going to make amazing tacos one day.
No.
I mean sweaters. I mean,
the first impressions. And,
JK.
I'm not saying they are too pretty to eat.
No,
but
they are gorgeous.
Their fur is what they're for. The
Lu-
Flemish rabbits are for eating.
Luglet, the Angora sweaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so soft.
Yeah,
it's like
they
a
are
chinchilla,
beautiful.
but
There's
longer.
There's the charcoal black one, and then
Mhm.
the charcoal gray one, and then is it cream?
It's like a creamish red.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
That's the male, and then there's two
Oh,
females.
man.
So there will be plenty of babies.
Oh, those are and then beautiful rabbits. So go ahead and Google those, or Google those as I like to call it, because everything's up for interpretation.
Yes, yes, it is.
So, but that's a shame that they didn't get a chance to make it. But hopefully tomorrow. Is it supposed to rain tomorrow? I think it is.
Yeah, but
Clear
even
Saturday.
sometimes when it rains, we find something to do inside the FRC. So,
Yeah. Well, and that kids garden is
Plant seeds.
Plant seeds.
Mhm.
Plant seeds.
Inside.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing. This is
Or
Quite
we like to do cooking stuff too.
Oh.
Because I mean, think about this. How many adults do you run across that don't know how to cook? And I mean, even to the point that they have a problem doing ramen. That's a little sad.
My son decided to take
and I'm
some raw
sorry.
at school.
No,
No,
I'm sorry. Cooking does not putting something in the microwave is not cooking.
No, it's not.
So we need to teach these kids how to cook, and that's one thing that
it is a fast society.
Yeah.
It's becoming a faster society.
we made acorn pancakes out in the middle of the garden.
Dar loves doing that. That's like
They're
his,
so good.
That's his,
They're
his
so good.
repertoire.
Yeah.
That's in like his little side dish thing that he loves to
Acorn
do.
processing.
Oh man, acorn processing. So, and Zay, how's your last week been, brother? What's
Amazing.
How's that baby?
Growing.
Growing.
Exponentially.
Now I heard he got his first job. He just had his 2-month birthday. That's last week. And yeah,
He's growing. He's growing so fast.
That is awesome.
The time we really have to cherish those times.
Yeah.
This is a time right now where I'm fortunate that I get to be home with him, as well as my partner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's amazing, and
I got to see her last night.
We're
It was amazing to see
We're just
you.
fortunate.
Yeah.
I saw her on my walk.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh.
she told me she's seen you in red walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, Red, and Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just fortunate that we get to spend these times together with our son.
Well, that's what it's all about, because
And it is, and that's what we're talking about before.
we
That's what's lost.
Yeah, we've said this, well, not a million times on the radio, but a million times in our life. We separate ourselves from our families and people, and then we don't realize that that's really what we're looking for. Is we're all looking for connections.
Yeah.
That's why
keep
we're
bringing each
posting
other
stuff on
together.
Facebook and looking for likes and stuff. We want that that feeling
Come
that
join
people
us.
want us and
Yeah.
people want to be around. And
Exactly.
people do want
Exactly.
everyone around.
Yeah, that affection.
Exactly.
People want that interaction
They
with
do.
each other, and what technology and social media has really done is really distorted what that true feeling is. everyone's looking for that like or
Exactly.
that.
Well,
you know,
I think
and
about it this way. Facebook has a notification bell.
Right.
Okay? A notification bell. So they've done experiments on rats with, bells about,
Well, it's the
every
Pavlov
time
theory.
every time the bell
Yeah,
rings,
right.
you're
Right.
getting something.
Yeah,
So,
that's the Pavlov theory.
Yeah.
it's.
You ring the bell and you get a treat.
Mhm.
Well, you do.
It's the conditioning for the instant gratification. You know,
Mhm.
people are looking for this instant gratification all the time. We want it right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, and people have forgot that the things that you work for and that you strive for are so much more rewarding
In time.
in time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And time is irrelevant.
It's
in a
that
lot of
Heinz ketchup
situations. It's
commercial.
just
Remember that Heinz ketchup commercial as a kid,
wait
where the
for
guy like opened the bottle and set it on the ledge, right, and then run down them 13 flights of stairs, and then gets his hot dog, and he's like sitting there like this, and the lady goes, "Oh, do you want some help?" He goes, "Nope." And then all of a sudden, it's just perfect right along the hot dog. And the best things come to those who wait. And we forget
And you
about
lose
that.
the whole bottle of ketchup.
Well, no, but it's only that much for that hot dog. And the rest of it is just condensation. It's to the ketchup.
It's
the ketchup
super
god.
smart.
It really is. It really is. But it still is that society again that we do want it now. And like you said on Facebook, there's those notifications. Last week. So we had, but I, as much as I really don't like Facebook, I will tell you, it has the potential to move hearts. It has the potential to really grow something. So it really does. So last week, when I was on my way down to see Ben, there was we had that discovery of Emily Hughes, correct? And so I was seeing you, and I was getting ready to go down and just kind of do. A video. Well, I went on a run. I did a video, and then I got a shout out from Channel 3 down in Eureka, right? So went back down, did another video. My cousin went down and did a video, and just that spread. And I think that they raised a little over $2,000.
Nice.
Nice.
A little over $2,000. So that message is there, and then they were on the news. There's actually there, and they have other things planned. One of the people from the car wash will be a guest in the next couple of weeks about one of the program about the program, and we may try to get the other person as well. But there's this huge community that grows from this, and so kind of a shout out to all the people that help participate in that. Thank you guys so much, Manny. Thank you for allowing me to be that kind of go-between so that message could get out. I appreciate it. And today's Emily's birthday. So happy birthday,
May you always be
R.I.P.
remembered.
And to the family and to her children, many blessings. This is just a stepping stone. We're a community, and we're going to be able to really kind of help watch this through and kind of help out. Speaking about the last week, so anybody paying attention to the news knows that 101 North past Brookings is out from that road slide, right?
Yeah, I
And
guess a
it's-
crane also fell, right?
Oh,
Wasn't there a crane?
I don't know.
Also that took a plunge or
I-
something?
I-
Or
I'm
it
not-
stuck on that part of the
I'm not
road
quite
and
sure,
just
but
slid
that-
out?
That road looks like that
I know,
candy.
My mindset's unfortunately, if the weather's going to be atrocious, it is everywhere in the
Yes.
world right now, not
Yes.
just here in California or just here in America.
There's
It's-
places outside of California.
Apparently,
What?
apparently, yeah.
We'll get to that in a moment.
I mean, we've seen pictures.
We've seen pictures,
But,
I hear it's purple on a map somewhere.
Mhm.
But yeah, so and then so that road's out. It looks like that wavy ribbon candy that we used to eat as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then 101 South, there was a slide, but I hear that Caltrans, thank you so much, Caltrans,
Yeah, they
did
got
that for
the
one
clean
lane, right? So now there's a one lane. So whatever it is, if you're traveling south, travel carefully, please. And if you're going 199, carry chains.
Well, and
I hear
also keep in mind that we are in
Excuse me.
a town that has 3 roads out.
Oh,
So
Brookings is out of gas.
Like,
Yes,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
their shelves are
Yeah,
cleared
so-
of stuff.
so this is something
Let's
real.
not
that we-
panic, folks, please.
No,
You know,
don't panic. But
don't panic.
that's also why I'm saying
That's how
like
accidents happen.
let's be kind to everyone, and that's
Yes.
why I'm saying, talk to your friends, talk to your family, and be like, yo, hey, like let's make sure we're all safe,
Exactly.
because
Yes.
we do only have 3 roads in and out of here, and there's been a lot of atrocious weather lately, and with the way it's looking, if something like that were to happen here, that's
So-
let's be careful.
Speaking on that really quick, the other night I was watching Wonder Woman with my boy. Right, and what an amazing movie! I really love it. And the character Steve Trevor, there was this part where Wonder Woman asks him a question, and he says, "When you see something wrong in the world, you can do something, or you can do nothing. And I'm tired of doing nothing." And that really moved me. And for the last couple of months, I've been telling you guys that there needs to be that voice, right? And there in 5th grade, I learned this thing, and I think it's still taught in schools. I really don't know, but my kids and my nephews and some friends of mine are like, "You still remember that?" I sure do. The preamble to the Constitution, right? And people forget about this. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity, to do, ordain, and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. We, the people. Right? We forget that. Over the last 243 years, we have forgotten that we are that voice. We are the people that are there to vote in all these things. We're the ones that are there to keep the wheels moving. What happens if the wheels stop moving?
Well, I believe we touched on this before, is that our country was founded as a republic.
Right.
You know, and points in time, we have allowed this democracy to overtake what was founded, by our forefathers as a republic.
And let me just real quick remind people that democracy is mob rule.
Yeah.
If 51% of the population says yes, that goes. So
Yeah.
think about that in a real sense. That means if more people disagree with something that you hold true and dear, that is a right that we all have. That's taken away from you.
Yeah, the real root definition of democracy is turning power over to a government that should have a moral standard to take care of the people.
Thank you.
So
Moral
it's
standard.
It's not
Yes.
what it has come to be. And
Yeah.
in a grand scheme of it all, if you could look at this like perfection of democracy, it would be this governing body that had all the best interests of the people that it oversees in mind, instead of their own agendas. Once they receive the
Yes.
power, they fall into this, group of people that is perpetuating their own agenda.
The morality of it. So like we spend, voting happens every 4 years, right? And local is every 2 years or 3 years.
Or Senate and the
yeah.
House are every 2 years.
So,
the presidential is every 4.
We're always wanting to move forward on things. Let's just grow from this and let's learn from this. And so we're great until an election comes up, and then everything happens. Everything's brought up about dividing us once again. Right, so we never really get a chance to let go of everything because everything's drugged back up. And then again, as I say every time, we need to have these things where we're not degrading the person that we're running against. Because I'm sure that everybody that we're running against has negative things. Who cares?
Yeah.
What are the
human.
positive things?
Yeah.
We
We're all
all
human.
make mistakes.
Yeah.
Who cares? Can
know,
you grow from it? Are you still making that same mistake, or did you learn from it and now you're teaching that this is what I learned from it and this is how I'm growing? So please, if you're making this mistake, this is a hard road, I'm telling you right now, this is the hard way.
And that's also why I'm saying we're all making a mistake by blindly following the government, thinking that they're all gonna fix our problems. Like, oh well, this society or this little group says they do this. Well, the Cancer Research Society takes how much millions and who knows how much money they actually take, and there are cures for cancer.
Yeah, change your diet, drink good water.
Yeah.
I love that you said there are cures for cancer, because I just saw this thing. There's this guy in Mexico who took avocado seeds and made them into biodegradable straws and forks, knives, like cutlery, and they biodegraded 240 days. No joke.
That's cool.
I think I sent that link. I might have. If I didn't, I'll send. Dude, it is super sweet.
You gotta YouTube
I
link
really
me.
do.
You gotta send me YouTube
Okay.
links or something.
Okay.
I don't do the Facebook. I'll
Yeah.
log on once a week to check messages, to try to tell
You might have
people
to hear
like,
from me.
I told you,
don't send me messages on here. I don't do this.
Only reason I got back, I was off Facebook since October 5th. And the only reason I got back on is because Dandy kept asking me, Isaiah, are you gonna post the videos? Are you gonna post these things for us? And I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get on there finally. But I've tried to distance myself.
I'll get
don't
it set
have
up on
social
a
media
computer or
accounts.
something, but no, again, this goes into
I love you.
when you had me recording on Facebook, I just
yes.
don't like the facial recognition software that's built into it.
You had me at hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if you leave your car unlocked, someone's gonna break into your car. You leave it locked. Someone that really wants to break in still can break in, but if they check that, it's going to discourage most. So I'm not going to willingly put programs like that on my phone. I just,
Touche. Touche. Hey.
but and at the same time, I can still technically, like if I wanted to, I could be checking Facebook every day on my computer at home. But when I go out into the real world, I want the real world.
Right.
Oh,
yes,
like there's so
true.
many times where, and this breaks my heart, but like,
Sorry, I poked you.
I'll be sitting there and, you want to have a conversation with someone that's like close to you, and they're just sitting there on their phone, and you try to spark up something, but it's just, there's no interest except for what's on that phone.
Speaking about poking and like all the emojis and stuff, can we finally get somebody to make us a red bearded emoji, please?
Yeah.
Can we get one of those? I will be your bestie and add you to the top of every Christmas card list, Thanksgiving card list, bar mitzvah, you name a holiday, I'll throw it on there. That'd be pretty sweet if you could throw one with a couple of like a longer beard.
Modern day
saying,
hieroglyphs.
just saying modern day.
Yeah.
Modern,
Yeah,
modern
pretty
day.
soon that's how people are gonna write. It's just gonna be emojis.
So-
They're gonna-
Well, and then there's a whole movie about it.
Right.
The emoji movie.
That's it. The emoji movie, yeah.
Yeah, there's a movie about the
Yeah.
emojis, which is
Well,
pretty crazy. The
It's
concepts
Sausage
that are in that
Party,
movie.
And what was that?
What if we are in a simulation and that's
Well,
That's just part
the
of
fact of the matter is scientifically it's been proven that we
Take
are
a pill.
in some sort of simulation. That doesn't make this any not real or real.
Right.
Your dependence on what you consider reality is, per person.
Well,
Because even crazy people, and I hate to say it this way, but guess what? Your brain makes whatever you think is real.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you are super crazy, and I hate to say it that way, but like,
It
and
might
you're
break the
seeing
veil.
stuff that no one else sees, that doesn't make that any less real. That just means that you're seeing something that no one else can see on that,
That
wavelength.
vibration.
Well, this
Not
solid
wavelength.
table right here that the mixer's sitting on, it's solid, but it's 99% nothing.
Yeah.
So that also means like, if everything here is 99% nothing, then what's the spirit world? People that claim they see ghosts, or you can catch that stuff on photography.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just a resonation higher or lower. we sustain on this third dimensional resonation, why I think it's a learning place. This place is a place for us to learn.
Training
You
ground.
know,
Yes,
it's a training ground.
very much so.
And
For
you know,
karma.
and when people go into those
Oh,
types
thank you.
of visions or whatever people are seeing, you know, maybe they're induced by drugs or whatnot, they're actually seeing, you know, things from the lower dimensions, which are usually evil, you know what I mean? And they also see things from the higher dimensions that are graceful, you know, but also can be fooling,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So we just have to
Interpret it for
live through
ourselves.
our heart.
Yeah.
Well,
And
if
interpret
you-
it for
and if you
ourselves.
come at it with love, if it is bad, it's gonna turn away.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it's good, because when you, and this is from, you know, esoteric teaching, when you channel in things and you ask for things to come into you, it's usually a negative thing that's gonna come in.
Well, it's going to be whatever's lower
because
to you.
because the divine things won't come in like that. You know
Now,
what I mean?
is it so much negative, or is it an opportunity for growth?
You can look at it however, you know. I'm
Because
for me it would seem to be a little bit of both. You know,
so
because
and because remember,
lessons are learned hard.
Yes.
Well, the truth
Yes.
is found in dark places.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, you know, this is a testing ground. This is a battleground per se, and yeah, you know, it's a fight of good and evil, and we all have morality. We all know the difference of good and evil.
Yeah.
We all have that feeling like, oh, I should not be doing this. Yes, some of our scales are a bit tipped in
How loud is that little
directions.
voice that's screaming in your
But it's
ear?
just like you know when you're doing something wrong.
You
know,
yes.
and the more you start straying on the path of knowing that you're doing the right thing, you know, it's just less of that bad feeling comes along where, oh man, I'm doing something, you know, that I shouldn't be doing,
Right.
you know, and there's no thrill in doing bad things per se, you know, because there's a thrill of adrenaline by doing exciting, fun things. And the only reason that we think that like bad things can be fun and exciting is because look at movies. Oh man, we romanticize, you know, gangsters. We romanticize all this, you know, really negative, bad things. And then, you know, one of the things I wanted to say earlier is accountability. You know, our government needs accountability.
Yes, it
Our
does.
police need accountability. We said, cool, put cameras on your vests. Put cameras in your cars. You know, because that's going to make it more accountable. You know, to make sure that nothing bad happens to us citizens because you're there to protect us. Now we just got a bunch of great YouTube videos of people getting shot, people getting beat, and I'm not saying all cops are bad, but I'm saying that if something's rotten on the tree and that's not fixed, the whole tree is going to become rotten.
We the people.
And
It's-
okay, if you have too high of an IQ, you cannot be hired for the police force. And that is legally allowed to be discriminated upon. They don't want smart people, not their excuse, they'll get bored with the
Have
job.
you ever been told that you were overqualified for a job?
How,
Have you ever been told that?
oh yeah.
So because of that, I love this. So because of that, and because of your personality and or personalities, depending on your you,
Who's driving your bus?
who's driving your or who are they driving your bus? What top 5 jobs do you think you are not most suitable for? I'm going to give you each a moment to think about this. Top 5 jobs you are not most suitable for. You know that you just would not be suitable for this job.
Coal miner.
Okay, a coal miner. That I
could be a coal miner. I actually could.
I couldn't. I don't
But
like enclosed spaces.
A bureaucrat, someone that had to push paper.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I'll go post her in an instant.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could
the inefficiency, like, come on, like, I'm all about efficiency, and
Yeah,
if it's not
or-
efficient,
or-
I freak
or-
out.
Or the super chain of command.
Well,
So-
that's bureaucratic.
Yeah.
Having-
Fill out this paperwork to ask for permission to do this, but then you got to talk to this department, which will then reroute you to this person. Then
Oh, don't forget the paperwork.
well, and then you have to fill out this form, which you have to go there to get to talk to
So-
them. And when you talk to them, they'll tell you don't go
So we
there.
got bureaucrat and we got coal miner. Give me another one. Give me another one.
Oh.
Come on, we got 5. You each got 5. We're come on. I'll give you my 5 in a minute.
Underwater welder.
Ooh. They make really good money.
I know they do. But
Really good. I got some friends in the military that were underwater.
I don't think I would
welders.
want to do that.
No. I love the water. But
And it's
no,
not that
that's-
I'm not suited for it. These are just things that I probably want to do.
Oh, yeah, well, not
I feel like,
suitable,
I
like,
feel like
because of your
I feel-
personality.
well,
like,
I feel like I could do any job.
we know that we can
Yeah.
just because of our personality. It's like this isn't me. This would not be me. I would not really grow or benefit from doing this.
Okay,
So-
okay. I'll tell you then. For the next 5, next 100, next however many jobs that you want to ask me, all the jobs that are around today, basically, I don't want to do them because I'm pushing either subpar products that fall apart. I am working too hard and not making a living wage. Meaning, I can't afford to do what I'm supposed to be doing.
This is all hard to argue with.
No. Like, oh, okay.
Give me one more reason.
Okay.
Please, and then we'll make that your 5.
I'll go to college, get a degree, and either by the time I get out of college, that job's not available anymore, or
And you're still paying on your
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
You're
And
still
you're
paying
living
on
in your
that.
parents'
you know,
Grandma's
hey,
boy, right?
hey, living with your family's not a
no,
bad thing
no, it's
because
not.
you go to
No.
a lot of
No.
countries,
I
but the
appreciate
fact
my family.
that we
I do.
aren't able. Okay, so if I could go to McDonald's and get a job, work 40 hours a week, and be able to afford my own place, even if it was a little crappy
If you were reaching
apartment.
minimum wage, you could.
Well, even with a little crappy apartment, I would accept that. But the fact that that is impossible to
Right.
do, no. Like, this is not jobs. This is slavery. And I'm not cool with that. I am not cool with that whatsoever. But if I was out there craftsman, making something with my hand, that there's a finished product, and I'm not saying that everyone's going to want to do that, but, someone designed all of this that you see around you.
Yeah.
So there's I said this earlier today. As goofy as this sounds, I guarantee there's someone out there that wants to make cool, efficient looking washing machines that are efficient, don't use a lot of electricity, and they look super cool.
And they last more than 6 months to a year.
People want to fly. People want to fly
I know.
planes. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
people
No,
there are. Why do people want to work for Uber? Why are old people working for Uber? Because they want to actually be in contact with people.
Yeah.
There's people that are willing to drive around. All of these things can be accomplished, and if there needs to be a monetary, fluctuation, we can still have that. That is completely cool.
Yeah.
We can still go out there come on, I'm trying to build an empire.
Right.
But at the same time, I want everyone to be able to build empires and everyone to be able to do all the fun stuff they want to do because we can do that stuff.
Right.
It's all available and it's all out there, but it's one of those things you heard climb the ladder. You got to climb the ladder of success or climb the mountain. All right, well, cool. Get to the top of the mountain and you're all by yourself. How much fun are you going to have? And then once you're at the top, you got other people trying to pull you off of the top. But if we're all trying to climb the mountain and we're all trying to climb it together, we can all be up there.
So,
I mean,
love
if we
that,
live
yeah.
a sustainable life, sustainable being the key words, if we all live a sustainable life, we can live a life of luxury and what you would consider excess, but it's not excess because it's all stuff that is easily available.
right.
I mean, we throw away so much food. There's so much waste in everything that, why do we allow this? We are the voice of the people.
Look, it's conditioning.
Mhm.
You know what?
Oh, yeah, it's
and a lot
programming.
of times people don't want to say it, but we've all been programmed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this life, and it pains my heart sometimes to say it to myself even. It's hard to admit,
Mm-hmm.
that we've been lied to and we've been taught all these things that really aren't for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're not to benefit us.
Can I share with you guys my 5?
Yeah. That's your
Okay.
5.
All right. So growing up, anybody that knows me growing up, I apologize. But anybody that knows me growing up knows that there are certain things that I probably should not have done. Well, one of them was being Ordy Tech for the military. Hey, I did it, right? And when I was telling people, they're like, "Oh, they let you play with ordnance?" Oh, they did. It was amazing. I had fun, right? But that was part of kind of, being able to learn things. As I look at myself now, my 5 would be, number 1 is, I think I would be a terrible negotiator. Terrible, right? I offer my son $5 to go to the dance. He goes, "Can I have 7?" I give him a 10. Terrible, right? My friend, my last year, my friend said, "Hey, I said, "Here, I'll give you 10 minutes, and I need 12. Fine, you got 20." How is it my negotiation? I keep giving more because
You obviously work on California time.
I must be part German too, because their time is way off. I tell you, they're 4 hours either way. My number 2 would be a Zamboni driver. Again, because of my personality, I would probably put designs in that were less accustomably suitable for the public, and that's just because I'm funny. Right.
I don't. I think that you should go for being a Zamboni driver because I think, I'm not one of those people. Oh, everyone's got to put a tough skin on, but what are we really getting offended over? Like, are we really offended by that? And I will say this every radio show. Are we really offended by the stuff we're offended by, or are we offended by it because we're told to be offended by it?
We're a generation, and we are a generation before of South Park and Family Guy and Cheers and The Simpsons, right? And there's all these things.
This is the program.
And we look at it and we watch these shows and we laugh.
What do they call TV shows? Programs.
Oh,
What is it? The Sunday night lineup of programming?
right.
And I've showed you so many times.
How the
yeah.
word the word carries so much power. People seem to forget this. That's why we call it spelling. You're casting spells, and you write in cursive.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we don't anymore.
Why are these words used in these manners? Well, because many eons ago, when man was being deceived, by these spells, and it's perpetuated, immensely over time.
My number 3 is taxi driver. Again, because of my personality, I love people, but I want people getting in my car. I don't want to have to clean up people. I don't want to have to take their money. I don't want to have to give change.
I love being when I was younger, especially. I would.
I like being the passenger in a taxi.
I couldn't be a normal taxi driver. Why?
I couldn't drive for
I'll be a
Uber
driver.
or Lyft or any of that. If
Y'all
it's a
know
limo,
me. I'm a driver.
No.
I can't.
No, if
not
it's a
saying that
limo.
I'm not a safe driver.
If it's an
but-
Oregon, I'll drive an Oregon from one place to another. I think that'd be fun. And then you get to walk into a gas station or something with it, and sit on the counter, and I think that'd be pretty fun. No, well, yeah. Again, my personality, I would do that.
Into the organ trade? Is this what
No. Let's not look into anything else. Number 4. Moving on now. Number 4. I don't think I could be a pilot.
Dude,
The
flying.
number 1 reason is no.
Flying is so much fun, man.
No.
I'm
good.
I was very lucky growing up that.
I'm good. I don't like heights for 1. I don't like being in planes for 2.
See, I don't like heights. Like you've seen me hike. Anything that's steep, I'm crab walking. I'm scared. But I will hang out at the side of a helicopter. That does not bother me one bit. I was lucky enough to fly one helicopter. I was able to do that in an air show. And then because of some of the people I knew growing up, I started flying when I was 12 or 13. I don't even know. I was really young, but I mean flying.
Yeah.
And I flew to Oshkosh one year, to the air show.
I used to have a pair of those overalls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bagashes. Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
But that air
Anybody
show.
else have a pair of Oshes?
Look into that
Those are
air show,
amazing.
people. It's the busiest airport in the world. I was behind a Russian bomber in formation trying to land. Like big props facing backwards, military but yeah, I flew in storms. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I was
It's
blessed.
a lot of fun.
I was blessed too to get to fly at a pretty young age. When I used to work at Pearl Vision as a late teen, the doctor there, shout out to Dr. Jim Longnecker, he had like 3 planes, and his wife was actually the corporate pilot for Bayer Pharmaceuticals.
Oh wow.
They had a jet that, they used her as their jet, and she was their pilot. So he had a 2-seat air coupe, where you sit side by side, and it has like the bubble top,
Again, nope.
and you could take it off, too. And we used to like take that from there in Elkhart and go like up over the beach in like Michigan and fly up north. It was pretty amazing.
The closest I ever got to one of those, my dad had a 76 pinup. so shout out to Dad for showing me how to fly without wings.
You know those biplanes that they
was-
have the people like get strapped into the top
Yeah.
and walk on the
Right.
wings? That's a Stearman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I flew one of those.
No.
And then if you've ever seen, and you should have especially seen this movie, Public Enemy,
Oh yeah.
about
Oh
Dillinger.
yeah.
Okay,
That's a great
so
movie.
you know the part where they're taking them to Chicago from Indiana,
Yeah.
and that big silver plane with the 3 props? I got to fly one of those.
Nice.
And that was at Oshkosh, because I flew there, and my pops got me a ticket to go take a ride on that. And of
Wow.
course, I'm 13 years old and going on it by myself, so they're all like, "Would you like to be co-pilot?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I sit down, and woven wicker seats to sit, big half wheels, 2 of them. It was like a submarine.
Were you this big at 13?
Yeah. Yeah,
I would
actually
fit
it
in your
was.
pocket.
But
You
it
would
was
have been
funny.
like Freak the Mighty, bro.
He's just like, "Oh, you want to be co-pilot?" And I hop in it, and I was like, "Wow, these controls are way different than the plane I
Oh
flew
my
here."
God.
And he's just like, "Wait, you flew here?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Okay, well you can taxi it out and take it off." And there's 20 people behind me that paid their tickets too, and they got a 13-year-old flying them.
It's awesome.
Can you guys guess number 5? The one I'd be least.
Chimpanzee trainer.
Oh, that'd be it. No, I'd probably get in too much trouble teaching them how to fling put.
You don't have to teach them.
Well,
You just have
no.
to teach them targets.
Well, like accuracy. Like, hey, come on, if we're gonna do this, you
By
throw
the
some whip
way,
into it.
some lady literally got arrested for teaching squirrels. She had an army of squirrels that she was teaching to attack her ex. This is real life. Sorry, I just had to say
Next
that.
time on her roll.
Yeah.
So my
No,
number,
that's Jerry Springer.
my number 5 is I could not be president. Could not, because of my personality.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think I would ever want that much responsibility.
I could not. I could probably be like
Well,
who am I to-
like right hand guy, not
Well,
even
the
vice
thing-
president. Just somebody to bring coffee to.
I personally would never
But-
want to be president. I don't think either. And the other reason also I think is a main.
They
like-
age too quick.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, and on top of that, like it's
Quick.
one of those things where like they have a decent amount of power, but at the same time, they don't. Like,
Have you seen?
know,
have you
'cause-
seen those age pictures?
Yes.
That's the other reason. I mean,
Trump's the only one that's like
his
doesn't seem to be aging as much.
as badly, no.
No, I think it's the cast from the
It's,
wig.
yeah.
But there's, I could not. I love the world too much. It's my views are about the people. I want to fix things. It's another reason why I really support this Andrew Yang guy. I mean, I really do. I've watched even more of his videos.
Is he on that the green ticket or whatever it is?
I don't know. No, I think he's running Democrat. And I think he's running against Trump. But
Of course you do.
if we were to take away the labeling issue of politics, Democrats, Republicans, Green Party, Independent, take them all away, who would be the best suited person? Right? And I'm not talking right now. I'm not saying, well, let's go ahead and hash this out. I'm just saying, if we were to look at everybody through every political aspect, from your local
The whole
to
system's
the
gotta
world.
go.
Well, the thing, it's not even just that. It's not even just that. We, as people, we the people, cannot honestly make a true judgment on any of this because there is no truth. We don't know the truth. It's all been lies on top of lies on top of lies. There are so many laws that we don't even know what laws are still there.
Exactly.
I know.
So we literally, yes, we could elect the best person in the world, but I'm not just saying that the system is broke, but until we, the people, wake up and realize that we need to fix this, and by fixing it is not going to be voting someone in, because we've done this not a million times, but we've done this over and over and over
45
again.
times.
You know,
45 times.
well, just here.
Yeah.
Well, in this country, yes.
You gotta
45 times.
also think about it.
And so-
And we vote,
In
and
the
it
way-
doesn't matter what we vote. Whoever's gonna go to be the president is the president.
Yeah, and it's an imperialistic, you know.
You look at
Society.
look at the president coat of arms. Go look them up.
Yeah.
No,
I have.
that stuff is Knights Templar.
It's-
Like it's
yeah,
all
I know.
connected. Like
And-
Bill Clinton even got one, and it was the Griffin carrying away the peace flag.
What if we were to change the name president to something else?
Well, look, when
You know, what if how do we
emperor
real?
or-
No,
No. We
King?
just no. What we need to do, what we need to change it into is there is no government like we think of government per se. You know, yeah, we can elect a figurehead that the mass majority, and when I say mass majority, it's got to be like, you know, the top 90th percentile. You know, let's talk like smart kid testing, stuff.
Right.
But the top 90% of the people agree that this person is saying what we agree. Then that dude goes around, or that chick goes around and talks about like what we think things are, you know, like it'd be like going to like a workshop or a learning thing, like, because thinking that we need a government to fix everything, like we need infrastructure, yes, there needs to be structure,
There are
but the structure, and there's people that enjoy structure, okay? And I'm not saying that like, so think of it this way, like there's a person that wants to be carving desks, there's a person that wants to be flying, there's people like me that think of how to make things more efficient, and I'm not saying that I'd ever want to apply my skills of efficiency into making the world a more efficient place in certain ways, government-wise, or how to figure that out. But at the same time, there are people that will want to make sure roads are good,
right.
make sure that we still have the health care that we need.
And there are people out there like that. But there's also other countries, there's other democracies, and that have great examples of how to take care of their people. They really do.
Yeah,
How to make their Iceland,
they got rid of the
Norway,
bankers.
Sweden,
You have to get rid
But
of
they
the-
got rid of
So,
the
you have to
bankers,
get
the
rid
money
of
system.
the complex.
See, and
that
that's why I'm
is in
saying,
control. There's this facade that people think is which is America, and it's literally just a facade that's controlled behind the scenes by these elitists and these bankers.
think about
and-
when you
and
see a
it's-
NASCAR dude. And they got, or a NASCAR chick, and they got all those stickers and stuff, you know, on their racing suit that tells who's sponsoring them. Okay, like corporate America, like this is not the United States of America as it's a constant. No, this is corporate America. It's owned by banks, it's owned by corporations, and that's the only way that this is working.
Yeah.
And that is why we're seeing all this weird fighting and all this stuff that can't happen through government, because they're the criminals.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
and,
why
and
is-
going back to the accountability, wait, so you're telling me that these inner city people that are dealing drugs are horrible, horrible people? They're trying to make a living and survive. Yes, they're doing it the wrong way. But the government can go around and sell all, like, look at the DEA, look at all the records. Bill Clinton's
Okay.
been connected to that,
Right, but-
so they can all sell drugs and they can walk free.
So instead of just saying all these things that they're doing, why can't we look at it from the positive way? There's a guy right now who is not a politician that is running for office, that has the people and all these things, and I don't know, you haven't watched any of his things yet. So you told me there's a book I need to read before I start, right? So I'll start on that. But before anything else goes on, and now I'm not a politician either. I do not like politics. I'm not for it because of the facade that I've seen over my time, and I've been able to vote for 22 years now, and I finally found somebody that is what it is that I'm looking for, and I'm not going to say anything negative about anybody else, because certain other ones do have some really good standards and they do have some really good things and platforms. But Andrew Yang is for me, and I would love for you to watch a couple of his things, please.
I've
And-
seen
and
the
then-
interview. I watched the interview.
No,
with
he's
him after-
he
And
is an
so-
amazing person.
So
Absolutely incredible.
for
And I
change,
think,
and it's not
yes.
about making America great again.
No,
because
and
that's not what we
Obama
need
was
to do.
about change. And trust me, Andrew Yang's got amazing things.
I think Andrew Yang's better than Obama.
Oh, I do too.
Personally.
Because
Oh
now you
yeah.
know what Obama's
But-
done.
but-
When Obama
but-
was lobbying,
And I'm not saying that he would do any of the same things. But I'm telling you, the way this government is set up, even if you go in there with the most golden heart, your hands are tied and you can't do the good things
the
you're doing.
bureaucracy you were
Because
talking about
the
earlier.
people are the ones that need to change this. We can vote it in and depend on one person. The one person can have that voice, but the people carry the power.
Well, I guess we'll see next year.
Oh yeah.
You
well,
know, I really
we
do.
gotta let the theater
And so
play.
we
gotta
do.
let the theater
We
play
do.
out.
I want to go to one of his rallies.
Why?
I really like. Yeah, especially again, I'm not a registered voter. I've never registered. I've never voted, and so for me to finally find somebody that is a reflection.
Well,
You know?
why do we have our nation's capital as a sovereign state? You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
this isn't even
They
part
even-
of the United States.
They even wipe it in your face with their license plate.
They have to tell you that. They have
Yeah.
to put it on the license plate because people were going to
Yeah,
again,
them.
How
You
come?
don't want
In,
me to
how
be
come? In,
president.
Because they
how come?
didn't- they were-
How come in Washington D.C. I can go to a club
And
and I can buy cannabis and consume it in a club in Washington D.C.
how come
But I'm in California and something like that
and how
doesn't exist.
and how come London is a sovereign state? And how come
Yeah.
the Vatican is
There's
a
a
sovereign
sovereign.
state?
And
And it's
Monaco.
because after World War One, America made a treaty with Britain that we would go in conjunction with each other because the British went bankrupt.
We got back.
Yeah, we got
The
six.
British,
got about
the
6
British
minutes
went
till our break.
bankrupt after World War One, and they, so America, we've always been this coexistence, and now we've interlocked with the Vatican, which the British have warred
That's in
with
my
the
book.
Catholics forever,
So
and it's like
Mhm.
I'm
Well,
it's the trifecta.
but going back to the whole thing, we can throw
Yeah, the
around
money,
all
the
these
cops,
ideals
religion.
and all these belief systems that we want to right now. And the fact is they're ideals and belief systems. So until we know the true hard facts, which we will not know until we as a people come together, because we are allowing organizations, and I'm not even going to say secret societies, organizations like a Catholic Church, like a government, like, there are things that we look to them and they get to write, even though they're doing stuff that we're like, okay, this needs to change.
Yeah, this is
and
horrible.
it's not
Yeah.
changing.
well, I think that some of that veil has been.
It is. It is.
It's
This
just
has
been
been-
unveiling slowly, and again, over the next 2 years,
It's gonna tear open.
we are going to, the people will see.
Oh, yeah.
People will understand, and I really hope that voice really shines through. And whoever it is that becomes, our next leader, I hope, I wish them the best. I mean, I really do. I know who it is. I'm hoping.
Well,
for.
I'm gonna call them our next spokesperson.
Right.
There you
Okay,
go.
they aren't a leader. Okay, they're like, yes, they are taking
Well, this is
charge
the
of
thing.
things,
It's
but
coming in 2020.
we
What's-
need to
what's
be
your-
our leaders.
What's your vision? Your vision at your best is 2020.
Mhm.
You know what
Yeah.
what is the news show that tells you all the information?
Mhm.
2020. So when 2020 comes, the truth will come,
Mhm.
and it might take that long, another full year or two. But we as a society will be, in the truth. We will be bathed in the truth.
One thing I really wanted to say really quick before we go to break. You mentioned World War One, right? So the other day I was flipping through some posts and stuff, and I saw that in the Netherlands. I've been to the Netherlands. Beautiful country, beautiful. The people, the food, just the countryside is just amazing. There's a cemetery in the Netherlands that has 8,300 U.S. vets from World War II buried
Yes.
there, right?
Yep.
And what's really like it gave me chills was that there are Dutch families that adopt a grave and they
take
go
care
every
of it.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday they
Nice.
go and they take care of it.
That's beautiful.
And there's actually a waiting list.
To
There's a
adopt
waiting
grave.
list to adopt a grave.
That's awesome.
Like that is,
That's
That's beautiful.
That's
It-
at least that's respect.
and that's worldly. I mean that's.
I-
Like I said, I've been to the Netherlands, and had I known, I was
Have you ever
young.
have you ever been to Arlington, in Virginia?
Yeah, I have.
Arlington.
Arlington
Is
Cemetery.
Yeah,
that, is that in America? I'm just
Uh-huh.
kidding.
Where the tomb of the unknown soldier is, and
Yeah, no, I have not yet.
It's actually in Virginia, so it's
Yeah.
not in the sovereign nation of
Oh.
DC.
yeah,
You know,
No,
gotta
I
take
have-
a little train there,
I
or
have
at least
not.
I did.
yeah.
I'm
It's a little.
kind
Which I will give DC. You have the cleanest subway I've ever seen in my life. Coming from
Well,
Chicago, wow.
Nowadays, when I first went to DC back in the
Well, this was when I was like
mid '80s.
Mhm.
I was probably 14 or 15 when I went there, so it was a while ago. And I will say that was
that was a
then.
couple of days ago.
I don't know. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I don't know. Looking at look at the San Francisco subways, man.
Look at the pictures of
Like
him
zombies.
Yeah, look at Ben before the beard.
before the beard.
I told you,
You would-
he was the ultimate hipster.
You would
When,
not.
when you look up hipster in the encyclopedia,
It's
probably now, right now, if you go to the encyclopedia and look up hipster, it'll have
I'll-
a picture of Ben.
I
saw
I got
in his mid 20s.
I
Yo,
saw this picture of him. And I'm like,
that show
"Ooh,
that
smile, that's
Jesse
him."
Smollett dude was
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I was in the pilot episode, and I was in episode 3 or 2 as well.
There was that picture I saw. You were with, you were with somebody, but you were just standing there. There's your smile, right? And I'm like, who's that? And you're like, that's you. That's you.
Yeah,
that's that
Ben
smile.
Was, Ben
that
was
thing
always
just.
the first smile you seen when you came to our parties when we would throw parties in Chicago, because Ben used to work the door for us.
Well, and he's 8 foot love.
So it
He's
was like,
just a huge heart that just radiates.
You just
know?
have to be good to people, you know. Like the thing that I try to say to people is, it's just like, all right, I'm not promising that every day is gonna be a good day or anything like that, but
Right.
like, we can go out there and we can all have fun. We all want to do the same stuff. I'm not saying that the same exact stuff, but like, all right, so look at it this way. Like, you heard, like, oh, are you on the same page? Okay, well, if you're on the same page as me, you're someone that's like super close to my inner workings or my partner or something like that. But if you're, on the same chapter as me, you're in the book. You're like, my friends. But we all need to be at least on the same book, okay? Like, or at least same subject. Like,
At least reading
it doesn't have to be the same textbook, but same subject. Like, let's be cool. Like,
We're gonna take a quick break. I hope you guys enjoyed this song. Go ahead and grab a drink really quick, and we'll be right back. We'll see you soon.
This is KFUG LP Crescent City. Coming at you. We're gonna play a song and then we'll be back.
We'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
I got to pee. I got to pee too, man. You read my mind.
Boo boo, boo boo.
I gotta pee right now.
We gotta go karaoke. Too much time thinking about all of my mistakes. My heart, my mind, my soul, my body aches. A hunger for the loving arms of your embrace. I walk along the lonely road. I walk along the lonely road. Ooh, my back is stronger. I carry the load. All the grinding time I'll pay a debt that's owed. I walk along the lonely road. Too much time thinking about everything that went wrong. I cry my eyes out every time I hear your song. I hope this path leads me back where I belong. I walk along the lonely road. I walk along
My sister's listening right now.
the lonely road.
Just hit me up.
My back is strong.
I was coming
Carry
to
the load.
Still going.
All the grind and time I'll pay a debt that's owed.
I could have smoked a cigarette.
I walk along the lonely road. Doo-doo-boo-boo.
I'll do this back and then
Boop-a-dee-bow-bow-bow.
Damn, I'm getting
Too much time for me to up and take the blame. Deep
Yeah,
inside,
dude, I got into
girl,
this
it's
shit about
killing me with
how much
pain.
time you got?
Every
minute.
night I sleep, I call
Go,
your
go
name.
smoke.
What?
Because when you get
Walk
back,
along the lonely
Yeah.
road. I walk along. Dude, we gotta go dancing. I gotta sing some karaoke.
You got a
Back is stronger. Carry the load. Oh, we should see if Dalton and Trillium and Yarrow want to go. Because they already said that we'll go out. Dar's all for it.
nice.
Man, I want to go dance. Walk along the lonely road. And I want to go to Chicago with you. We're gonna talk about that
Play
in a
one
minute.
more song. Play The Cure. Fucking, freaking,
Well, can we play that at the end? We'll close with it. Can we end with it? Yeah?
I don't care.
Okay. We'll end with that.
Go back.
Well, welcome back. Yes, welcome back to DTL. And you know what an amazing song. I found that song. I was coming back from Texas, and
Texas.
I just coming back from Texas, and I heard that. I downloaded it, and I pretty much listened to that song. It has a lot of meaning for me. You know, when you kind of feel like the weight's on your shoulders, and you know that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to be an inspiration, and you don't want to ask for help, but then you that weight starts kind of weighing on you.
The one of the hardest things
Weighing
in
on
the
you.
world is asking for help.
That is.
You know,
That
and,
is.
and the one thing that I will say is, so the reason asking for help has become such a hard thing is because there's a difference between asking for help because you need help
Right.
and then the whole, well, if you need something, ask. You know, because it's like, okay, when you need, if you see someone that is needing of help,
Right.
help them.
Yes.
You know, and
Don't
and,
give
and,
fake help.
and then when you're sitting there like, oh well, if you needed something, you could have just asked. Well, you know, like then why didn't you step in and try to help? You know, like.
So the other day, I'm part of this writers group, right? And the other day I saw somebody ask for help. And the replies I got weren't really even help. It was like, oh, well, you know, you're not really this until this happens. You're not really that until this happens. And I thought, you know, like, really? So I sent a message. I'm not going to say the person's name, but we'll call this person Maggie. And Maggie is a potential author. And what she really needed was just kind of a point in the right direction. And that's, as writers, that's a lot of times what we need. We have an idea.
Not only as writers.
Not only as writers, I'm going to keep it as a writer, from a writer's perspective, just for a second. But as writers, we have this perspective, or we have this idea, right? And how do we take this idea from being huge to focused, and we ask for help, right? And then we start getting all this negative help from us, that's feedback.
Well, I think a lot of that is with what we were talking about earlier. Social media does that to
Mhm.
people, and I think people have lost the sense of mentorship.
Correct.
And
Correct.
that we as people have for centuries and centuries and centuries learned from our elders. And the separation from, you know, elderly to the following generations has created this gap of learning.
Right. Yes.
And-
Yes.
And conditioned us to look outside of that, you know, that nucleus that we had once, you know, or we
Right.
didn't. But that, I feel like that's where society has kind of like turned its back away from certain things, is like mentorship. People need someone to like help. You know?
Show them the right path.
Show them,
Yes.
show them
Yes.
something beneficial,
You know,
instead of all this negativity.
I was talking to Maggie about the things and how I kind of just focus her a little bit more. And in the process of talking to this young lady, I met another from Chicago. Call my aura of love.
That reminds
I
me.
love you, brother. I do. And it's cold there right now. It is brisk. I hear it's like 21 degrees or something. So my friend in Chicago, this amazing person had a bout with depression and was going through a life change. Started this really cool group called the Urban Nerd Herd. Urban Nerd Herd, right? And they go on hiking things, and they like get out. They get out of depression, finding that thing that you can be passionate about to kind of pull yourself out of that hole, out of that darkness that we find ourselves daily struggling with.
Well, and speaking of the passion, that's also why I feel that there are no jobs out there for me, technically.
No.
You know, or for anyone there, you know, because there's no passion anymore. Like,
Right.
you know, yeah, there are going to be people that are, you know, born salesmen, you know, and those are the type of people that, you know, okay, pitch an idea to a group of people to, hey, get them together to build something.
Right.
Cool. That's your salesman, but the whole idea of, you know, job fulfillment, like if your only fulfillment's a paycheck, because that's literally all jobs have
And
become,
that's
and
terrible
those
what
aren't
that is.
fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know,
It
like,
fills the
then-
pocket for a moment until
Not
somebody else
even.
takes it, so it doesn't even fulfill anything.
How many? I don't. You know, I'm not saying I don't know anyone, but you know, typically, people are not living. You know, like
No.
they don't have excess of money.
No.
You know, they're living paycheck to paycheck with credit card balances.
And so that depression is rampant through society, and we can't even say that it's one town or one city, one state has it worse than anybody, because we live in our own area. We can see it every time you walk down the street and you smile at somebody. They're like, oh, sorry. Let's see if we can. Can I borrow 2 of your dimples to give to? Because I know that if you plant those things and you water them, they grow, right? So I could take dimples and just when I see somebody not smiling, and I smile at them.
Happy
I
creators.
could There you go.
They're happy creators.
Happy dimples, right? And so those are contagious, brother. I tell you. And so to see that this woman, I implore people, please Google urban nerd herd. This woman is an inspiration. She truly is. Her name is Amanda, and so to see the inspiration that she's had from growth from that inspired me. The fact that I got to inspire Maggie to do something. There was just this, so those two individuals are going to go off and continue to grow and share their thing. And so that social media aspect, as much as we let it negatively affect us, or we let it negatively affect our home, our society, or whatever, there are those great moments that we need to remember are out there. It's like, I'm a golfer. I've never hit a hole in one. I've been golfing since I was 13. Never hit a hole in one. My friend Kaylor Cuevas, I think he's hit 2, and he's been golfing.
Yeah, I've been golfing
a minute.
Yeah, I've been golfing for like.
You ever hit one?
28 years, and I've
Never had one.
30
right?
years.
30 years. I've never had one. But
actually, I've been playing like
you get that one shot, right? You get that one shot, and you're like, oh, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
You get that chip in, you get that 40-foot putt. You get that thing that gives you hope, that gives you faith. There's always that thing. There's always that glimmer that is going to give you that hope and that faith. And we need to remember that. When we're out here downing whatever it is and saying that this isn't going to work until this happens, or this can't be fixed until this happens, remember, there's that light, there's that glimmer of hope that we need to remember is there.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's like we know that good will prevail.
Yes, yes we do.
And as long as we can keep that faith within us, that good will prevail, we're on the right track.
Yes.
And I feel like we just need to get more people in the know of that. So many people have been like pigeonholed into the rut.
Right.
So I feel like the more we can project that feeling of it's okay. It's okay to struggle at times. It's okay to, get in an argument with, somebody.
We're
it's
all
okay,
learning.
but
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
don't let your resignation carry that beyond that point.
Well, I'd like to throw an invite to Urban Nerd Herd. I know that they're going to be in Shasta in June, right? So if you're coming through, come on through. We'd love to have you on the show to kind of tell us a bit more about your program, and maybe even go to Shasta and hike.
Well, yeah.
That would be
We've been.
that would be amazing. I
We've
know.
actually been trying to plan a summit of Shasta for about the last 4
And
years.
there's Crater Lake. So don't forget UNH. There's also Crater Lake, so check that out. I think the parks have reopened in the nation. I think the national parks are up. Don't make me come clean something. I'll jump a fit to go clean something. I'll get Smokey the Bear. I got pictures of me and Smokey out.
Well, I find it
Grand
pretty
Canyon.
funny that,
Me and Smokey will come
speaking
clean
of
something, I
the
tell you.
national parks, it's national parks are public land, yet we have to pay to go visit
Yeah,
them.
right.
And how can
Um,
you close public land off? It's public.
And it's expensive.
We own
and
the people.
it's-
We own it. The people own it, not the government. The people. Like that's our land.
Well, we're paying for the upkeep of rocks that were once giant trees. So I don't agree with every part of the system, and yes, stuff needs to be fixed.
Yes. Well,
But
see,
don't stop me from picking up trash in the
Yeah.
national park.
Well, but
Do not.
And that's the thing, though, that we, you realize that there's something broken, and you realize there's something that needs to be
Yep.
fixed, and that's what we need
Tired
to
of
get.
doing nothing.
We need to get people on that same page.
Gotta be
that,
tired of doing nothing, folks.
We need to fix this.
How do we fix this?
And we need to hold, like people in government that aren't going to uphold their jobs, accountable, and no matter what government sector it is. If you are working for the people and you aren't for the people need to step up and, like Norway or, the Netherlands did.
Netherlands, yes. Yes.
Okay, bankers, yeah, you literally are just ripping us off. Well, you're out. And guess what? You can, well, and I don't know if they did this, but this is the way I would do it. You know, oh well, you did that with banking. Well, guess what? You can't go into banking anymore.
Well, they did. In Iceland, when they overthrew them, they prosecuted them all. They all went to prison.
Wow.
You know, so if you know, it's and that's what it takes. It takes the people to stand up and say, we are the majority. You know, we give our power away,
Yes.
and a lot of times people aren't even knowing enough about themselves that they can even see past that.
Dude,
So
Because we never have a chance to figure ourselves out.
Exactly.
Because we're
It's-
too busy being taught stuff
Okay.
over and over and over.
I'd like to honestly disagree with that statement just for a moment. It takes 20 minutes a day. It takes 20 minutes a day that you need to take for yourself. And we all take the time. How many of us out there are I can't raise my hand. But how many of us out there are smokers and we take 5 to 9 minutes to go out and use that life depletion stick? And we do that, right? So if we were to take 2 of those breaks, stick them back to back, and you were to really sit and meditate or ponder or reflect on you, what is it I need to do to make myself better? This is something I learned from Canada, right? So my life was this. It was so fast, it was so busy, and I finally watched somebody walk off, slow their world down, take a deep breath, come back, and I started it. And it works. When you really take the time, and you don't even have to call it meditation or yoga, but when you take that time and you disassociate, turn your phone off, right? Put that pack of light depletion sticks away. Sit there under a tree and just, what is it that is really going on? If this world is that bad, what is it that you need to do in order to push that away, open up that window and them curtains, and realize that there's light? 20 minutes a day. That's what is that, 2 hours and 20 minutes a week that we can't even take for ourselves to make ourselves better? Come on, people. Like, we can do that when we get to work. You can do that before when you're sitting in the car, because some of us get to work early and some of us are, nope, I'm going to push every last minute.
Well, that's
But
a
the,
lot
the
of
thing
what
is
have
we
to
aren't
say.
taught to take time for ourselves.
No,
like
we're
that.
not.
You know, because
You're taught to
the
work
only thing
to
that
death.
we're taught is to go out and work, and then you got to hurry. You know, you got this little window of time where you're supposed to go out and have fun, but nope,
Right.
you're supposed to find a mate, start having kids, create more worker bees. You know, and you got to worry about bills. You got to worry about everything with your family. You know, so you don't have time for yourself because this society has been programmed that you don't have time for yourself. That's all I'm getting at.
Oh,
I'm not
I know.
saying,
No, I know you.
yeah,
I know, brother. I
I'm
know.
not saying that we
It's-
can't, and we need to take the time to do that.
We do. The 60s had the best ideas. They did. They had some of the best ideas
Yeah, but you
on how
also-
to, like, find without the drug issue. I'm not talking, pharmaceutically
That was the
or
CIA.
whatever.
It's proven.
Yeah,
It's proven.
I know. But we do need to. That's why I love Gateway. Another reason why I love Gateway Education, Ron Cole, sir, brother, thank you for being that light for people that we need to slow down. And yes, we do live in one of the most beautiful, now secluded parts of the world, but we can still find that moment, even living in Chicago, in 21-degree weather. We can still find that moment to sit down, even no matter where it is. Get your cup of coffee at McDonald's and sit there and just look at it and tune everybody out.
Well, and the thing is if we, as people, don't have the time to create that moment because of the way things are right now, then that should be a big red flag in your mind that things need to change so we can take these moments for ourselves, for our family. I remember one of the first things you opened up with this whole show was all about Thanksgiving and companies paying people to go, not to be there on we don't even have time for our families anymore.
Nope.
So
We need to get back to
I mean, if I'm gonna
us.
implore to anyone to wake up for anything, you know, as a mother or father right now, you spend all your time trying to make sure that financially everything's okay for your kids. Now we should also implore that why don't you have time to spend with your kids because you're
Yeah.
also spending all that time to make sure. So this is, and I'm not even gonna call it a system anymore. This organism of the world, we need to reassess how to do it.
We need to slow it down for a moment.
Yeah.
We really do, and that's I love that opening. We the people. I mean, that's just and that can be any part of society. It doesn't even have to be political. It doesn't even have to be religious. Zay and I were having a conversation the other night, and I said, you take politics and religion away from it. You take those two things away from it, and we the people of the world are the ones that make the stories. We are the authors of everything. Right? So our stories are the ones that are being told. And if we're writing stories that are just kind of half fiction and we're letting other people decipher the other half, what is our future? So we as a people need to come back together, fix these things. If your thing is religion, let it be religion. I don't know if I really want to get into that aspect on this show today, especially because of what Death to Lefties is founded on. I may just have to talk about it. I mean,
the main thing about religion is
It's a
no matter
story,
what
right?
religion it is, they're all stories, they're all interpretations done by people, written into words. Now, even if it hasn't been changed throughout the time, there is a similar message in every single religion, which is to be a good person and be good to the people around you.
Have those morals.
Let's just be good people. I know that sounds very broad and, like I'm just painting a big, happy dappy picture.
No, you're not. No way.
But no, really think about what it means to be a good person. And that doesn't mean that you got to be out there picking up trash but just be nice to people, smile, instead of being the internet troll, that I love how everyone on the internet, they can, they can talk all the game and do all the stuff, but then you try to talk to people in life and they're just, no, I don't want to talk about it.
What did I say the other day when we were talking about we are a society where we wait. We say we want to react, we say we want to do the good thing, but then we wait, right? So you're walking into a store and somebody drops something. People will pause just for that moment to see if anybody else reacts. And then when nobody else does, you react, but then you see somebody else do it. Oh. And then what happens, right? So we had that conversation then yesterday. We're out, somebody dropped something, they first reacted, picked it up, handed it, oh ma'am, here's it was that water bottle that rolled underneath, right? Yeah. So just instincts, right? We had talked about it, and to see that happened, it manifested the next day. Yeah. Now, how many times are we out in public again, and somebody's gonna drop something, somebody's gonna sneeze? Do we wait? Even in public places. Do we wait?
I always just say bless you.
We want it.
I have manners.
You have morals. Manners and morals. So we need to get back to the manners and morals and teaching not only our children but our elders. Let's face it, people. Some of us have come from a generation where we are kind of closed-minded.
Look, this is a lot.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Well, that's programming.
It is.
It's all programming. Because I'll be honest. My grandparents, my grandfather, was part of Strategic Air Command, B-52 bombers, the stratospheres, they flew around with nuclear weapons or they were spy planes. Grew up in Barrington, they moved out to Barrington. He worked for IBM. So we're talking cookie cutter, Republicans and stuff, okay? Then Obama came around, and they were like, "Whoa, he's talking a good game," and the Republicans have definitely done a lot of bad things. Voted for him, and that really was the first time where I was like, "Oh wow, my grandparents maybe don't think that too differently than me," and I started so. It goes back to the roots. We all want the same things out of life, but we've been programmed into these belief systems that compartmentalize us
Right.
into groups that automatically will fight over something that we don't know the answer for. And our first defense is to fight and get aggressive over it. Because it's well, it's got to be true because this is what I know.
Right.
And
If you are political or you research politics or whatever, the Communist Manifesto of programming is basically broke down into like 4 or 5 steps, right? And they separate the family, they inundate the education, they create chaos, and then they create acceptance.
Well,
So
look at
it's
Bernie
it's
Sanders.
It's a 4-stage, and I said 5 at
Yeah.
the start. It's a 4-stage process, and you can honestly look this up. Head
On
states
Google,
of the
right?
KGB,
Yep.
head states of the KGB, and everything have come out about these things, about how it's communist programming, and they never thought it would work so fast. But when the baby boomer generation came in, they released the drugs, the counterculture, right? And then they put all this information into these people, right? So they were programmed, and it only takes, a generation or two to make this happen, because you teach you program the higher generation. They're gonna pass all those traits right to the next one.
Right.
well, look
No.
at that.
And this is what has been inundated. That baby boomer generation was inundated with everything at the beginning. So they seen the TV.
They were
seen the TV.
exactly. They were the
they had
ones that were
radio.
made
They were-
acceptable to this technology boom because it had to come from somewhere, and you had to be able to accept that. Because previous to that, all the stuff that was coming out, bam, 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 would break people's psyches.
Yeah.
It just did not make sense.
Well, that's why you see people go crazy. I feel like.
Well, and that's
One of the
another
reasons
reason why
why.
we have these big wars where, a lot of people get taken out because
Right.
one of the best ways, well, this great technology came from military developments, which it all does come through the military, but whether or not it was really developed for that is a whole nother question.
I see how programming has worked. With all the research that you guys know, I'm a nerd when it comes to that.
Hey, I got this group for you.
Yeah.
Right? There's a herd of them.
And it's like,
It's an urban herd of them.
It's because I'm a truth seeker.
Right.
And like I always say to you guys, like Ben said it earlier, the truth really lies in very, very, very dark places in a lot of instances. And once you start to rip these layers open and you start to really learn where these truths lie, it can overcome you. At one point in my life, it turned me into agoraphobic, where I couldn't even leave my home because
Wow.
I was like, I couldn't fathom the fact of what I was learning about, and then to go outside and just see the people that were just completely blind to it and naive to what was actually going on in their life.
Right.
And it's almost like it almost reminds me of the They Live.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
almost one of them
Right.
type of deals at that point in my life.
That's the one with the glasses.
Yeah, where I was looking at it,
Oh,
I was
what a
looking
movie.
at
I'm gonna have
everything,
to-
and I was
I'm gonna
actually
watch that.
seeing
I got it.
life for what it is, and it was like I couldn't stomach having all the people around me because I am very empathic. I
Yes.
feel this. I feel the energy all around me all the time. So, it would really just be so draining on me just to leave the house, and it was it got to the point where I was like, I had to accept the fact that it wasn't the time for everyone. And That's why I talk about it all the time. There's a lot of things that are coming out now. You know, people watch the news. You're seeing all these like pedo rings getting busted. You know, all this stuff going on around the world. You know, at the Vatican, they're talking about taking the power away from the Pope, and you know these things that are going on. You know, they're arresting archbishops, and you know there's a lot of things that are going on in this world right now that are exposing these ugly truths. And until we get to the point where we actually know the real truth of what is going on around us in this world, we won't be free, because the truth will always set you free.
Yeah, we need the truth to truly move on as a society.
And this is what
You can't handle the truth.
And this is what
I'm
Ben,
sorry.
and that's a scary thing.
But it is.
But it's
It
very
is
real.
very real,
the
and it
thing
is
like-
true.
And the thing like Ben said earlier, it's like we have to get to the truth in order to change any of this political spectrum of government that we
Right.
have.
Exactly.
We have to get to the truth, because the majority of all these people have been affiliated with what it is that is holding us in place. You know, so I feel like until we as a people can wake up together and actually see life for what it really is, we can't move on. You know, and it's not that we can't move on, it's just we can't move on as a whole.
Yeah,
You know, because
Yeah.
there are people all around us that level up every day, I believe, and that's the mission.
Let's take just a moment. I'm glad that you said that, because that gives us a chance March 16th to do our barbecue our barbecue potluck down at Front Street, right? So we can get these. Come out there, come share your views, come have some really great conversation, enjoy some food, bring something for people to share, you know, and bring your kids. Let them run around. We can see, maybe we get some fun games going. Like I said, disc golf,
Kickball.
kickball.
Yeah.
You know, we should play left-footed kickball or mirror. If you're a righty, you got to kick left-footed. If you're left-footed, you got to kick with your. No.
Kick backwards.
You got to kick backwards. Yeah. If you're left-footed, you got to kick backwards. And that doesn't mean with your right foot. You just got to kick backwards. We're gonna make this fun. You know, those national days, because we have like national months, national days, National Donut Day. We need to have these national.
Well, according to Facebook, every day is a national
every
something.
single thing. Well, and Google has the other national thing. Google has their own national thing for every
Why don't we
day.
just make everyday National Be Good to People Day?
That's
I mean, that sounds a little crazy, but
National Show a True Moral Day.
Mhm.
Like
National Show of Appreciation Day.
every day. You know, like, what are you always saying?
Just make
share,
sure that you show appreciation to one person.
Random
in
act
your
of
life.
kindness.
Yeah.
Random act of kindness.
Random acts of kindness will change the world, especially if we all have good intention behind those random acts of kindness, not expecting anything in return.
Right.
This is like what we were talking about last week about people doing things, but yet they boast about it. Now,
Yeah.
in the scripture, it talks about if
Hear this, Dad? Wait a minute. Hold on one second. Dad, my dad's a pastor. My dad's a pastor, right? So I want to point this out that I do have a man in my life also that does preach to me and preaches scripture besides my dad, right? And so yes, I am useful. So Dad, the fact that I do have another man in my life that does scripture to me, you should be grateful, please.
yeah, so it
I'm
says-
very humbled. I am.
It says, don't do deeds expecting anything. You know? Like, we should do a deed and not have to boast about it or have to tell everyone and their brother what we did. Because when you do that, you're actually taking away the grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And
yeah.
and this is the thing that underlies in a lot of, this is why we give praise to these idols we were talking about last time. It's like we praise people like Oprah and you know, who was saying Mark Wahlberg gave that one homeless guy, you know,
Oh, that meal.
they gave him a meal, you know what I mean, at Wahlburgers, you know, it's like, okay, and you had like 30 cameras around so that they could picture it and put you on Entertainment Tonight,
Right.
giving this one homeless guy a cheeseburger meal.
Yeah, everything's
You know,
for a
and
photo
it's
op.
like
Everything's to better a
you know,
career,
it's like
to
we-
make more money for them and
Yeah,
their
right.
handlers.
And the handlers they're casting spells upon people when they're doing things like this, because people get so like,
Yeah.
you know, oh my gosh, you know, and they hold these people in such high regard that it's almost like they'll turn a blind eye to the things that they're really doing, you know. And I hate to like talk about, you know, Bill Cosby, because he was one of my favorite people, but it's like, you know, if you believe the story and this and that, Bill Cosby has helped tens of thousands of kids and adults and families, and donated, you know, time and effort and all these things, but yet he raped 52 women. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, I mean, he's a great person, but behind closed doors, he's raped 52 women, you know? And I don't necessarily believe that. I mean, there's a lot underlying in that story, you know. Bill Cosby was about to buy NBC, you know, and there was a lot of things going on behind closed doors that we as the open public don't necessarily know about. You know, this man, you know, was so. You know, I find things like that hard to believe, but just that as an instant, you know,
Right.
of a circumstance, or like people loved Bill Clinton, but this guy was allowing, you know, hundreds of tons of cocaine into America with the, you know, and it's all proven. This is all.
Oh, I thought
proven.
you were going to
I'm
talk
not
about the dress
quoting it,
issue.
You know, and it's like, and
Or
Or-
getting you know, serviced in the Oval Office and stuff, you know.
and that's
Extra
to each his
Hey,
own.
yo,
I-
dude,
you know,
hey, if I was president, I would at least, well, I wouldn't be married to Hillary Clinton,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was gonna
I
say.
would
I
at
was
least,
saying,
you know, have my own partner servicing me, you know,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
or if it was cool with my partner, someone else. But you know, like, hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
Like literally, to each their
it's none of
own.
my business.
You know. But the, you know, the thing about it too is you know, if
I
you're gonna
love
be in
you.
a position of power like that, you know, you
Lead
need
by
to be
example.
well, not only leading by example, but also open to, you know, like what you're doing. You know, you have to have some transparency, you know, and
Have that
the
moral.
fact that, you know, we will ostracize people without knowing the true facts, and then we hold all these people up on pedestals
Yeah.
that are some of the most evil and vile people that have walked the face of this earth. You know, it's
But they gave a free meal.
you know, hey, I'm not saying he's one of them,
Yeah,
and I'm
he
not
is.
saying I'm
No,
not
I'm not
pointing fingers
saying. I'm
at
not
any of
saying
them.
him. I'm
But
just saying.
you know,
well,
but
they do the most minuscule things.
it's just like,
and-
oh, look at this! I
yeah.
took a picture with all the, you know, it's like those, you know, oh, support a homeless person or you know, a hungry Ethiopian kid, and it's just like, you know, playing sad music and showing these slums and stuff, and it's, you know, this big fat dude, you know, sitting there talking in front of the camera. It's just like, well, for
Got the
one, it looks like
sandwich.
you ate like 10 of those babies.
He's got a
But
sandwich.
besides that, like, you know, how much money are you spending on these commercials?
True.
You know, like, go
Yeah, 'cause
back to
they
the
run
Superb Owl.
every
Going
4
back to the
minutes.
Superb Owl. How much money was transacted and moved around and done for that? That could have built the wall, probably. That, you know, that could have gotten all the homeless vets into homes. You know, like we spend this money and then going into entertainment. You know, okay, beautiful thing. So we're gonna go watch all these horror movies and watch all these people get slaughtered and stuff. You know, why? Why? And I'm not saying that like horror movies are ultimately horrible and don't watch them. Like, watch whatever you want. But how come we can't go see movies that like make our jaw drop in like amazement and makes you leave there, you know, with not just a little bit of a warm fuzzy feeling? Because, you know, I'm starting to find out
Free
a lot of
Willy.
these warm fuzzy movies
Willy.
have some really dark undertones.
Not
if you know
one
what you're
can of
looking
tuna was harmed in making Free Willy.
at.
Did I say that out?
just a couple stun double
Did I say that?
squash.
Did I
as
say
they
that? Why?
jump.
I'm sorry. But so let's get back really quick. March 16th, we have this barbecue. potluck, right? For the community. So people come on out, bring your kids, bring some food. A couple other things really quick. Tonight is the SEIU 2015 meeting at the Community Health Center from 6 to 8. My cousin is the lead person for that. So if you want to go out there, or if you just need a reminder, there's your reminder. Again, today was Emily Hughes' birthday.
Yeah.
So
Once again, happy birthday and blessings to her family.
yes, and, so they also, like I said, they raised like a little over $2,000 for their car wash. They do have a GoFundMe as well. I'll see if I can get that tonight, and I'll go ahead and post that so that people can go on there. And there's another fundraiser or two that they have coming out as well. I'll see if I can find out a little bit more about that. Tomorrow's First Friday.
Yeah.
I am stoked in more reasons than just one. But First Friday here in downtown Crescent City is pretty fun. We have some live music and some shops open up. But I'm not worried about this one. I'm worried about June 6th, the First Friday, in Astoria, Oregon. It's the
The Goonies
Oh.
weekend.
What?
Yes.
Goonies weekend.
Astoria,
Yes.
Oregon, Friday, June 7th, annual
I'm
Goonies
taking the
Day.
boy. I'm taking
Oh, I'm
the boy.
so down.
So I'm on my way back from Montana. I'll meet you
I
there.
think it's 7th through the 10th.
It is. It is a 3-day event, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be there the first day.
Yeah, of course.
Got to be there the first day, right?
I think I'm gonna take the boy. Me and Kristen hopefully can go to that.
So yeah, let's
Or actually, no,
let's
I
hook
won't.
up.
That's Kaylin graduates that weekend, so I don't think I'll be
Do,
able to go.
see, listen. Kids graduate all the time, and they get and they have these videotapes,
Well,
right? So I'm just playing. I'm just
No,
playing.
but
It's important for you to go.
they've
to
had so many snow days this
Yeah.
year that they're talking about they might have to make up
Move
2
it.
weeks of school, so they
Ooh.
might move the
Yeah.
graduation till the end of
In
June
Yeah.
or beginning of July.
see, I'm in you. I'm with you in this boat too, because Rob graduates 8th grade. I'm proud of you, Rob. Way to go. Little stubby legs. I mean, he's taller now. He graduates 8th grade on the 13th, I think. The 12th is that thing in Shasta. This is the 7th is that thing for the Goonies. Like, we're going to be slammed. I mean, there's also my book signing in Montana on the 31st of May that I'm going to be at. So, the last week of May, the first summer, all summer long.
Oh,
Because once Rob graduates, we're going on this trip too.
yeah.
So and I gotta ask Dar. Hey Dar, are you busy for 32 days? You wanna join us on a trip?
I wanted to also say something about March 6th.
Oh, please.
8-hour drive.
Nick Yaris, our friend that was on here last week,
Yes.
he's actually doing a talk at the University of Southern Oregon in Medford.
Oh yeah, we're going to that.
On the evening of the 6th.
Yes.
So if you're in that area or you want to just come out and support and really hear his story and his life is a blessing, and I feel fortunate to have him as a friend and as a colleague. He recently, I don't even know if I should say, but we're thinking about doing another documentary, and I think we might have got the financing for the documentary. So
That's awesome.
This is
Nick,
it's
we love you,
gonna-
brother.
It's gonna work out
We
regardless.
love
You
you,
know what I mean?
and,
It's gonna happen regardless.
yeah.
It's just maybe he's already locked in the funding and everything. So maybe look for that
Yeah.
in the future.
He's another one of those souls that when you hear, I'm not talking about his story. I'm just talking about hearing him talk.
Yeah, he's very eloquent. When you read
He's-
over 15,000 books,
I think I've seen that many TV episodes.
I feel like when you grace your mind with that much
That's-
literature, seeing it, reading it, touching it, you're really taking in that eloquence of writing
Yes.
and of literature and grammar, because it is beautiful. Language is beautiful.
Oh,
and
yes.
It's very eloquent, and like I said, it's you're casting spells.
Yes.
So we need to be very mindful of the words that we choose to use. Like I was saying earlier with the programming. What are all TV shows called? They're programs.
Mm-hmm.
What time's that program on? Oh, it's on at such and such. You know.
Schools are called institutions.
Yeah, you know, institutions of
You
program.
know, what's the student's program for the year?
Yeah, and it's like
It's all in the wording.
it's in the intention that we have behind the word. This is where we need to be mindful. Now we can talk and we can say a lot of things, but we need to maintain the good intention behind all words.
Yes. Very
Well, it's
much
like,
is.
you know, are you with someone and you're just saying I love you because that's what you're supposed to do, or do you really love them?
Yeah.
You know, and are you, you know, because there's different types of love as well, you know, and yes, you know.
Are you
can-
in like with somebody?
Yeah.
I'm gonna honestly, because like you can love people. You
Well,
know,
look,
you tell somebody something all the time, like I love you. But do you really
No.
like the person that you tell I love you
That's
to?
the thing. That's the thing.
You gotta like
can't
people
love-
as well.
You can't love. Love is a true feeling. When it comes into you, and you know it, you can't deny love.
No.
Real love you cannot deny. And no matter how many times people will tell you, love is blind, or you know all these things, they have all these sayings about love, but love is true.
Mhm.
Love is the one true thing there is, and it's the one true emotion, because all those other things that people think of as feelings and emotions are just reactions. Those are reactions to a stimulus. We aren't feeling these things, we're reacting to something that has caused us to have this sense about it.
No, really. Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk by again?
Ah.
Oh.
Boom.
You're pawnee.
Oh, I know. Well, somebody asked me if I was to describe my personality, what kind of personality would I be? I want to say I'm kind of the love child of Jim Carrey and Johnny Knoxville. Right.
I don't know.
Those two
You
men
guys
are.
can't have a child.
No, whoa. Hey.
Unless you know something I
Hey,
don't.
Jim Carrey and Johnny Knoxville are two of the most amazing men. I think they're hilarious, compassionate, quirky. We'll use quirky. That's a great word for it. And personally, I like them both. Also, Howard Stern and Weird Al, two of the other most amazing men I've ever heard on radio.
I was thinking
like-
more like Kenny G and Sam Jackson.
Whoa.
That's what you're like.
Don't listen to him.
Ain't no snakes
Don't.
in this bleeding planet.
We don't. No tarantulas here. No, you really think so, Sam Jackson? Is it the beard or the bald head?
Did you know
Because
this?
me and Sam look identical.
I just found this out.
Sam Jackson, I love you.
Sam Jackson is the highest grossing actor of all time. Made over 150. His movies have made over 150 billion dollars.
And he's only been doing this for several years. Like I just read this thing the other day. He didn't start his acting career until he was like in his early 40s, like
Yeah,
42, 43.
You know who was number 2? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And
Now,
Sam
I think I
Jackson
look like
made
Harrison
so many
Ford,
more movies, I
I'm
think,
just
than
kidding.
Harrison Ford. But Harrison gets paid like way more money. You know.
Now, can we try not to get Bill Murray on here next week?
Yeah.
Bill, stay
He
home.
don't want to come here.
No. Yes, he does.
No.
Yes, he does. We got a helo pad on the top. Bill, just jump. I got you.
Bill, we
Like I
got-
said, I'm a negotiator.
We got it. We got the Fear and Loathing poster on the wall of them driving in the.
I mean, who doesn't want to come
The
see Led
Gonzo
Zeppelin?
painting.
The Gonzo.
And Prince. Come on, Bill. Don't show up.
Yeah, and we got the Cure and Prince on the wall. Man,
So
we got Keith Richards.
So March 6th is in Medford with Nick Yaris. So if you're in the area, please go ahead and come out and try to follow that onto that. That weekend we're going to be down in Ferndale running the Foggy Bottom Milk 5K against Haley Lamb. I hope your team is ready. I'm up to 5 miles a day. I'm not going to divulge my time, but I'm feeling really good. I'm ready. I really am. I think Dar is like 6 minutes behind me, so I might have to just get one of those Ewok backpacks and throw it on there.
I got one you could borrow.
A Lorax backpack, because that's about what he's
small,
like.
he'll fit.
It's
He
small enough,
is.
he'll fit.
He is. He's my little Zach Galifianakis. I love you, Dar. So, and then March 23rd, roller derby in Humboldt. Down there, it's my birthday weekend. So I'm going down there with a couple of friends. We're going to go watch a roller derby game. I'm getting my jersey made up with my roller derby name, Meters Heater, number 83 2/3. That's me. And I've already been in talk with Adriana Harris and Macy and Miss Elizabeth Ponder. What an amazing woman this is. I don't know if anybody's seen the Sirens, Tsunami Sirens roller derby page or pictures or anything. These women.
No, I saw the sign a long time ago.
A long time
Yeah,
ago, right? So
at the
we're
fairgrounds.
gonna bring this back.
When I first moved here.
We're gonna bring this back, and I know a couple of you females out there that are athletic and sporty, and
Actually, a girl that does roller derby hit me up last night.
and so let's bring this back. I've been passionate about this since July last year. We've heard me talk about this. I want to be a commentator. I want to be a judge. I want to be a referee. I want to be any aspect of this sport that I can be, because it's only seasonal, right? But again, it's a volunteer thing. It's growing something in the community. It's inspiring young women to get out there and take charge and like do something as a team. You know, I am all for this. So we're going to be down in Humboldt, March 23rd for that roller derby game. I cannot wait.
Yeah, organized women's sports are
Cannot
sometimes
wait.
They gotta be crazy sometimes, because you know, you get a group of women together and there's a lot of different energy going on.
My great grandmother Mamo. I'm gonna throw this story out there. My dad was telling me about this, that my great grandmother back in the like 60s, 70s when roller derby was first out or whatever, like it was brutal. And my grandmother was out there. She's like 4 foot, and just rooting these girls on. These girls are like punching each other and jabs, and it was brutal. And she was hyped about it. I'm like, wow. And to think of this little lady who was very proper, out there just whooping it up. Oh, I'm even more for it. I'm even more. Mamo, I love you, and because of you, another reason I am going to continue to do this. Not a lot of people know this. Book 5 of my series for Death to Lefties, 90% of the proceeds of that are going to roller derby. I'm 100% believer in this foundation. I love it that much that I want to give the proceeds of a book to it. The character was inspired by somebody that means the world to me. You know, no matter where they go in their life, always going to be in my heart. Always, you know,
Sure.
and for them to inspire something else, that I watch the movie Whip It with Daniel Stern and Drew Barrymore. I'm telling you, this movie, if you're a dad and you've got this young lady who's into, doesn't matter, soccer, softball, volleyball, anything, and you really want to encourage it because, you know, you're athletic, you're gonna associate with Daniel Stern. This movie is amazing, phenomenal movie. So thank you, Meter Maid, for I threw you under the bus. I don't care. Thank you for really inspiring me to want to follow another sport, especially since I'm into those sports like darts and ping pong. Anybody want to challenge? Let's go. Darts and ping pong. You'll lose. You'll lose.
There's always somebody to beat you.
There is.
That's
There
what it
is.
is.
And I love
Stay
those.
humble. Stay
I
humble.
love losing. I do, because it just means that it's a chance for opportunity.
We're gonna
You
do
know,
it for Johnny.
Step the
man.
game up.
We're gonna do it for Johnny. Let's go, Johnny. April 27th, they changed the name from the Badass Beer Run to the Bad Burrow Beer Run. So April 27th, it's still in Humboldt. I still got my team. We're coming, Mr. Yang.
Coming to get you.
Mr. Yang, I still challenge you. April 27th, 2019 in Humboldt for the Bad Burrow Beer Run. Have your people get with my people. I am my people. Have your people get with me if you want to pick up a 4-man team, and we'll challenge you Loser. Oh. So we
Loser
have
buys beers.
cookie. Wait a minute. What goes great with beer though? Because Haley Lamb and I, we have this
Pretzels.
thing. Loser pretzel. Good
Big
pretzels,
soft
too. The
pretzels,
big
yeah.
soft pretzels with cheese. Mmm.
Yeah.
And then we can also haggle over a game of darts or ping pong.
Or brats.
Brats. Yes.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Mm. I will vote for you if you beat me. I'll vote for you even if you don't. But we'll do that anyway. And and I'm huge on the first Friday. Like you, Benjamin, got me huge on the first Friday aspect of life, especially in Del Norte and the surrounding communities. So April and May, we have a choice to make. So we have Reading or Chico and Humboldt. So over the next week or two, let's look. I have a friend in Chico.
Yeah, I was gonna
Who-
say Chico because Bob spent a bunch of time in Chico. He'd probably want to tag along.
And I'll see if there's roller derby.
And I've looked into and I
Cherry
need to do
Rose.
some more research, but that whole town is set up in some very interesting occultic patterns.
Yeah.
Sort of like Washington D.C.
Yeah. And it
See
is.
if we can go over there for a
I've,
day or
I've
two.
been there a couple
you know?
times, and you know me, I'm trained in the mysteries a little bit, and it does it kind of emulates that.
Oh yeah, Bob and
and you
Kay were
notice
from
where
there.
it's, where it's located in the state of California. as well.
Miss Herrera, we're going to be coming, and so I would like some of those dishes. You know what I'm talking about too. I want some of those dishes that you keep posting on your page that I can't pronounce. You know, I don't know. They look amazing. All the Spanish I know, I learned from a French guy in Madrid. No joke. Dos cervezas, por favor. And I pronounce it amazingly. So, Miss Herrera, I'd love to. We're coming. You already know this. So find out about roller derby for us, please. And then, so that's in April. That's our first Friday thing. And then again, the Astoria, Oregon, the Goonies annual Goonies Day.
Man,
We have to. Ben, we gotta go.
I'm a Goonie to the
And there's
Gotta go.
also a little bit not too far away from there. It's after that
I'm
cheese
only a
company,
kid.
Tillamook.
Tillamook?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, there's
Yes.
a World War One airplane museum there.
It's literally right past the.
Really?
the
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I know there's actually one in New York that I really want to go to because they call it the Aerodome because they still fly them.
Oh.
And they do mock old World War One fighter battles. But I've always been a fan of the biplanes. 'Cause those things only cruise at a little over 100 miles an hour, so they're really slow.
We're gonna be making a stop in Tillamook as well.
Well, there's cheese.
And there's cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to bring back Zion a
and
cheese
there's
shirt.
there's a choo-choo that goes along the coast. It's a steam engine.
I told you I got that train Lego set,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Look at this smile. Look at that. Look at that smile. And we have the Harry Potter train.
I know,
Yeah. Just this smile alone makes my heart go 46.
Choo-choos.
Oh man, we only have about a minute left. Got about a minute left on our show. I would like to say thank you to the community so much for coming together last week for Emily Hughes. That showed a lot, and thank you, Manny Mikado, for hitting me up and allowing our community to be able to grow from that. You two men, I love you.
Hey, we love you too.
I appreciate you guys for coming on here and doing some things. And as we close up really quick, I'd like to throw this shout out to The Purity of Desire. It's 100 poems of Rumi. Ben let me borrow this book, and it has
Rumi's amazing.
it really is.
If people have never read anything he's done, he's a 13th century philosopher
And
who was amazing.
we continue to open up our hearts with random acts of kindness. And Chicago, thank you so much, Miss Maggie, for allowing me to help you out. And Miss Amanda, thank you for having that nerd group. I really appreciate it. Let's have you on. I look forward to talking to you some more. Zay, Ben, I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll have to bring you out to Chicago. Love you.
Yes! April, love you guys. Thank you so much.
Blessings and love to all.
Well, thank you. This was DTL. We're gonna end the hour. You're listening to KFUG LP Crescent City. Thanks again.
What a song to end that to. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And go out there today, open up your hearts, and just share it with the world. Everybody has a voice, and everybody has a story to tell. What's your story?
Fucker.
What's your story? What is it that you're doing? Many blessings and many appreciations to all of you. We'll see you guys soon.
Love you all.
Peace.